When it comes to impeachment, Donald Trump has apparently found some good news for himself, and he's been tweeting it out over the past couple of days. He had this to say: support for impeachment is dropping like a rock, down into the 20s in some polls. Dems should now get down to work and finally approve USMCA and much more. And before that, he said, Democrats going back to their districts for Thanksgiving are getting absolutely hammered by their constituents over the phony impeachment scam. Republicans will have a great 2020 election. So that is very good news for Donald Trump. There's just one problem with it. He's just making it up.
Right.
Support is down to the 20s. Now, obviously, he doesn't link to any polls, but like serious people. So Philip Bump, the Washington Post, tried to track down any poll that he could even misinterpret into thinking support was in the 20s. And nothing, not a zilch. There's nothing. Here's your average support for impeachment. Relatively steady. It's not blowout numbers or anything, but it ain't 20. I mean, maybe if he just meant Republicans, maybe he is so insular and partisan that he thinks that that's the only number that matters, but nobody else thinks that. And even there, you can't find a result where the Republicans say that exact number. He's just making it up, and like we're supposed to pretend that the president wouldn't do that. Just say, you know what would be good for me? If the numbers were in the 20s, I'm gonna type it. I'm just gonna say that. And maybe this explains a lot of the other activity out of him, where he can say that like the New York Times just makes up stories. He honestly thinks, yeah, people like me, we just say what we want to be true.
Yeah, he could just not tweet. That's the thing, nobody's asking for this. Nobody needs this, this is not part of his job. He doesn't have to do this.
Well, but maybe it is. Maybe wrangling his base and reassuring them that.
Well, let him tell it they're good. They don't need reassuring. 95%.
Maybe, yeah, 90. So there's the next thing. So this is what's amazing. So Phil Bum goes through this. So this is on impeachment, but it's not like him making up the poll results is new. He said he has this to say: 95% approval rating in the Republican Party, a record.
Absurd.
Thank you. And again, that's not in a poll anywhere. Like he didn't get, and look, it's really, he's got lots of support in the Republican Party.
Why did he
So why lie when you could just tell the truth and it would be impressive?
Also, if you're gonna lie and it just be an extravagant lie, why didn't he just say 100%?
Well, that's the thing. So Phil Bump points out, like, dude, you can't really go up much from there. Like, are you gonna say 101, 107%? And here's the thing, in February, it was 93%. In mid-July, he started saying it was 94%. That lasted until late September when the impeachment inquiry began. Then suddenly it's at 95%, where it stayed, but it's just made up. And again, I always say this, I know that very few of you watching this are Trump fans or even sort of interested in Trump, but if you are, it needs to bother you that he would care so little about you that he'd just make up a number and tell you that it's true. Like if I like Bernie Sanders. I support Bernie Sanders. I've endorsed Bernie Sanders. If Bernie Sanders just spat in my face on a daily basis, making up numbers over and over and over again, like at a certain point, maybe I like the guy's policies, but I have enough self-respect that I'm not gonna follow someone who does not care at all about me.
Well, here's the thing. I do believe that you have enough self-respect to not follow someone who doesn't care about you, right? So taking that extreme away, I do think hardcore politician supporters have a hard time calling out their faves, period.
Okay.
It is easy to make excuses, and we see it, and it's more normalized when it's normal people. And so that's a lot of, I think, the frustration in this primary for a lot of people. It's harder to understand when it's just blatant crazy, but it is happening everywhere. We all have to get better at that. It's
at supporting and not worshiping?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, because when you hold your fave to a higher standard, that's better for you. It is, you know what I mean? That's better for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
there's no, what can you do with this?
Probably nothing. I'm not, look, I'm not, it's not like, you know what? Like we're gonna close the show and be like, you know what? I think I got through to Trump. No, but I hope to get through to a regular person. And I'm very glad, by the way, that you have expanded the scope, because look, he's, I think, out and out, far away, the worst, most casual liar that we've ever had in politics.
Absolutely.
But the issue of Americans investing all of themselves in anything, whether it's a soda brand, a sports team, or a politician, It's not healthy, and it leads to motivated reasoning where you interpret everything that comes in based on your attachment to these people. I mean,
or your disattachment, like your dislike too.
Your hatred, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, and dislike can't last. Not in 2019 in politics. You can't dislike a politician. As soon as you move the needle over to a little bit negative, they are Lucifer, who is Satan.
Yeah.
That's just as dangerous.
It's bad, yeah. Because you have to be able to you have to be able to see good things in people who may not be your choice, and you have to be able to call your choice out on missteps. This over here, I don't know. Honestly, I can't even. This is on the bottom of my list that he lies to you about polls. This is at the bottom of my list of things you should care about.
But that's kind of why I care.
Yeah?
It's the least important thing, and thus the weirdest that you would lie about it, I think.
I agree.
It's not an important policy or something.
Like it says
it's just
something bigger.
Yeah, it's like lying about like the color of a tie you wore or something. It's like, what are you talking? Lie about important things at least. Do what politicians do. Lie about crucial things. Don't lie about casual things, you weirdo. Thank you for watching this clip from The Damage Report. For more content from the show and access to TYT Network members-only exclusives, go to tyt.com/Brooke. Wait, no, it's tyt.com/John. Go to tyt.com/John to sign up.